The story begins in a town. On the surface, this place looked completely normal. The people also seemed quite ordinary. Almost everything was here. Yes, one thing was that this place was in the middle of a jungle, and only one road passed through here. The day had passed, and evening was approaching. Before nightfall, we are introduced to a character named Boyd. This man played the role of Michael in The Last of Us. He is the sheriff of this town. Boyd had a bell in his hand and was ringing it. The meaning of the bell soon becomes clear to us. Everyone must go back to their homes before dark. This was definitely strange. But there was also a hospital and a lady doctor named Christy. An elderly man, Victor, husband of Elizabeth, worked in the town. He was ill, so he was usually in the hospital. A nurse and Christy would look after him. Kenny's son, Ellis, was the town's deputy. He worked with Boyd on duty. Kenny often came to visit his father. Kenny also liked Christy. However, the two haven't gotten that close yet. But this story is not as simple as it seems. There is also a bar in this town. Now, as night is falling and everyone has to go to their homes, a man named Frank who lives in this town came to the bar to drink alcohol. Frank also has a wife and a daughter. He was so drunk that he could not make it home, and darkness fell. Frank's wife, Abby, and daughter Megan are at home. They had no choice but to close the door. The daughter's name was Megan. Her room was upstairs. She was getting ready to sleep when she heard a tap from outside, as if someone was there near the window. At that time, Megan's mother was downstairs. Megan heard the voice of an elderly woman who wanted to come inside. Megan replies, "I'm sorry, but I'm not allowed." The strange elderly woman says, "Don't worry, child. I won't tell anyone. I promise, and I never break my promises." Megan was young and naive, so she lifted the curtain. The same elderly woman was standing outside. She had taken the form of Megan's grandmother. She was saying strange things, telling her, "My child, I've missed you so much." Just then, Megan's mother comes upstairs. Seeing this, she becomes very scared. She tells her daughter, "That is not your grandmother. Don't listen to her, and stay away from the window." But it was too late. The woman had already trapped Megan with her words. She says, "I am so lonely, child. Can I please come inside and have some milk?" Megan opens the window without thinking, and as soon as she opens it, the elderly woman transforms into a terrifying monster, and the scene cuts here. So now you must have understood that this place is no ordinary place. And besides these monsters, there are many surprising things here that we will discover as the story progresses. The people here are from different places, and they are all essentially trapped here. Some of them have been here for a very long time. Who brought them here? What is this place, and where is it? We don't know yet. But the people here have established some rules. The first rule is that everyone must go inside their homes before dark. Doors and windows must be closed tightly, because these beasts come out at night. However, they cannot enter homes easily. They can only come in if a person opens the door or window for them. They are so cunning that they try to lure people and play with their minds. They make every possible attempt to get inside, just like what happened to Megan and her mother tonight. These monsters or beasts will remain a mystery for us, because it is a little difficult to understand them. Back to the main story. The night passed. No one knew about the incident because no one goes out at night, but in the morning, Frank was passing by where the incident had occurred. He began walking toward his house. There was a crowd in front of his house. He couldn't understand anything. Just then, Boyd comes out in anger. He shouts at Frank and hits him, saying, "You pathetic man! What did I tell you? You have a child, so you should have put boards on the windows. But all you wanted to do was drink." He continues, "You love getting drunk, don't you? Well, look what happened because of you." Frank goes into the room and sees the cut-up bodies of his wife and daughter. He starts crying. He refused to even look at them, but Boyd was very angry and kept telling him, "Open your eyes and look at them. This is all because of you. You are responsible for everything. If you had listened to me and properly closed the windows, they wouldn't have died today." Frank was very sad and was crying, but what could be done now? Boyd comes out from there and tells the father to take over now. This priest is also an important part of the story. Now that we know what the danger is here, and also that all these people are trapped here and cannot leave. Why this is, we'll find out in a little while. Furthermore, if these people are to be safe at night, just closing the windows and doors will not be enough. They must also have a stone talisman with some strange language written on it. Everyone has to put that talisman on their front door. It wasn't always like this. These people didn't live this way before, because often when someone got trapped here, they didn't even know that these creatures come out at night. They didn't live in a community. They were just trying to survive. But when Boyd came, he united everyone and created this system of laws. But still, not everyone thinks the same way. Half of the people living here preferred to form a colony rather than staying in the main community. You could call Boyd the leader of the community people, and the colony people who live a little far away have a different mindset. They live a freer life. Their in charge is a woman named Donna, and Boyd's son, Ellis, is also there. What happened that caused these people to split into two groups? That will be revealed in the upcoming story. After the funeral, Boyd goes to the colony people and asks Donna for permission to meet his son. The rule was that if someone lived in the colony, they could not go to the community people. And if someone lived in the community, they could not go to live with the colony people. They had to make this decision at the beginning. Ellis has been living here for a long time and has a girlfriend. Ellis loved painting. However, Ellis and Boyd's relationship was not good. Something had happened because of which Ellis did not want to see his father's face. What happened will also be revealed later. Boyd goes to Ellis and tells him about the accident, that Frank's wife and daughter have died. Boyd tells Ellis that it would be better if he doesn't say anything to Frank. Meanwhile, Jim, his wife Tabitha, and his children Julie and Ethan were out on vacation in their RV and seemed quite happy. They quickly turned off the highway. This road passed through the middle of a forest. After driving for a few hours, they had to stop because a tree had fallen on the road ahead. They were surprised. They got out. Jim says that maybe there was a storm last night, and the wind uprooted the tree. It was a huge tree, hard to move, and there was no shortcut. They were thinking about what to do because they only had one option left, to go back. While they were talking, a large number of crows gathered there and started making noises, which made the atmosphere quite frightening. Tabitha was scared. She was also worried about the children. She tells Jim that they need to leave here quickly. Listening to Tabitha, Jim gets into the car. They take the way back. But this was no ordinary accident. They could not reach the highway. Julie tells her father, "You've lost your way." Jim says, "That's impossible because there is no other road, and I've just been driving on this one." They drive on for a while, but the highway doesn't come. Instead, they arrive at the same town. The townspeople are surprised to see them, and why shouldn't they be? Once you enter this town, leaving is impossible. Jim's family doesn't realize this yet, but they see the townspeople holding a funeral, Frank's wife and daughters. Jim tells everyone to stay in the car and gets out himself to ask someone for directions. Boyd tells the townspeople that as they have set the rules, no one will talk to them. After the funeral, Jim tries to talk to the townspeople, but everyone ignores him. Jim and his family find this very strange. But then Boyd comes and asks, "Can I help you?" Jim tells him, "Yes, just show us the way to the highway." Boyd asks, "Is your family with you?" Jim replies, "Yes." Boyd tells him, "Just keep going straight, and you'll see for yourself." Jim thanks him and leaves. Tabitha is quite worried. She asks Jim, "What did he say?" Jim says, "He told us to keep going straight and we'll reach it." However, Jim and his family had been driving on this road for hours. They start driving on this road once again. After some time, they arrive back at the same town. They couldn't believe it. Tabitha gets angry at Jim, saying that he must have taken a U-turn somewhere. How is this possible? When we're going forward, this town should be left behind. Jim was sure that he was driving straight. Their argument begins, and the third time, they arrive at the same town. Now everyone was losing their minds. This was impossible. They become very frightened. The townspeople knew what was going on, but they didn't help them. Then, after driving a little distance from the town, another car appears in front of them. Tabitha says, "We should ask these people," but instead of stopping and asking them, they crash into the car. Their RV also overturns. As he collects himself, Jim calls out to his wife and children. Tabitha and Julie were unconscious. Jim was badly trapped, and a rebar had gone through Ethan's leg. Seeing this, Julie started feeling sick. We are shown the other car. A man gets out of it with an injury to his head. His name was Jad. Jad had also taken some kind of drug, and due to the accident, it had affected his mind. That's why Boyd handcuffs him to the car so he doesn't go anywhere, and then rushes toward the RV. Boyd tells Jim, "Don't worry, I've come to help you, and more people are coming. I'll get inside the RV now and help you people." As soon as Boyd enters the RV, Jim still hadn't been told that Ethan was badly injured. Boyd says that he is fine, just unconscious. Then he goes down and sees that Ethan is badly wounded. Boyd didn't want to scare everyone, so first he gets Julie out. Back in town, Kenny tells everyone about the accident, that they need to go help, especially Christy, who is a doctor. Kenny also tells Ellis, "Your father is there. You should go help." Ellis thinks for a moment but then agrees to go with them. They reach the accident site before dark. Christy first goes to see Jad, but it was clear that he had taken some kind of drug, so he was not in his senses. He kept looking at everyone and saying, "How beautiful you are." Jad's friend was taken to the hospital. Victor was there, so he stayed there and was looking after that boy. After that, Kenny and Boyd also get Tabitha out of the RV and bring her to Julie. Tabitha has not been told yet that her son is badly injured, but now only 40 minutes were left before dark. Kenny asks Boyd, "What should we do now?" Actually, they couldn't leave the injured Ethan like this. Boyd gets Jim out and tells him, "We will have to treat your son right here. You send your wife and daughter to town." Jim agrees to his request and convinces them. Only Christy, Jim, and Boyd remain there. They go into the RV. On the other side, we see a girl named Sarah, who is with a patient that has just had an accident. This girl, however, has her own strange problems. She hears weird voices, voices of strange people, and they make her do unusual things, and she actually does them. Suddenly, she hears another voice, and under its influence, she grabs the man by the neck and kills him. Meanwhile, we see the villagers putting Julie and Tabitha into a car and heading toward the village. But on the way, their car gets a flat tire because of the thorns on the road, so they have to continue on foot. Just then, some strange, monster-like creatures appear there too. Then we see Boyd, who is in another car with Jim and the doctor, and those terrifying monsters start moving toward their vehicle as well. To watch the next part of this series, comment Part 2 below or visit the channel. Maybe the next episode is already released. And if you're new to the channel, don't forget to subscribe and like the video so you don't miss any upcoming episodes.